Hi guys, it's Nancy, and as promised, we're going to do some new foiling with the Gina K new May 2024 card kit and some new poly-glaze. So I have my fuse over here to the side. I'm looking for my carrier sheet. Always have extra carrier sheets. Okay, here we go. I have one here. So we discovered at the end of my unboxing video that there are some foilables which match the card kit. There's the Delicate Flowers stamp set, which has coordinating dies. And then there's the Delicate Flowers layering stencil set. And there's some Delicate Flowers poly-glaze. So I pulled out the dies, which match the like little daisy flowers. There's some leaves, and then there's a sentiment. So I pulled those dies out. I pulled out some Gina K Fancy Foils by Thermoweb, which are the gold sequins. And I keep my little scraps in the back, and these are perfect for that, you guys. And people always ask me, should I color first? Should I foil first? In this case, it's really not going to matter. I have some Gina K Wild Dandelion and Fresh Asparagus inks. I have some Gina K small and medium blending brushes. Put my little eyeballs on so I can see a little better. And then I have my Gina K fuse on setting 3 warming up. Okay. And I'm going to show you, we're going to do one, we're going to foil first, and one we're going to color first. And I'm going to do 2 sets of leaves and this flower. And because we have coordinating dies, I'm going to do this beautiful friend. Now, I'm going to cut these out off to the side here. We're going to use the dies too, but we're going to just quickly cut them out like this. And then we will use the dies and cut them out nicely. The coordinating dies. But for right now, this is what we're going to do. So the only things I don't recommend when I do foiling is pigment inks and alcohol inks, because pigment inks tend to cause things to be a little hazy or sticky. So I don't recommend that. And alcohol inks sometimes can lift your foil, so I don't recommend those. I do recommend water-based inks, which Gina K inks are. So I do recommend those. But I just want to show you, to demonstrate to you guys, it does not matter. I'm going to do a little dusty-dusty. You can use soft brush or a Swiffer. So on these leaves, we're going to dusty-dusty the back of our foil, dusty-dusty our poly-glaze. And just going to lay that foil right on top there. Make sure our poly-glaze is completely covered. I think that one leaf was kind of sticking out there. All right, and then we're going to put that in. So this one, I'm going to foil first, then color. It really does not matter. Just make sure everything's covered, and then we're going to put the folded side into our fuse. Again, it's on number 3. Folded side goes in first. And we're going to hold that as it goes through. Make sure we feed it in. It doesn't get eaten by our machine. And what's nice about the poly-glaze is it's printed in kind of a gray color, so you don't see any black. And then this one, we're going to use the stencil, and we're going to color it before we foil it. So I'm going to show you, it doesn't matter if you color first or foil first with these. And this says layer 1. So just kind of figure out which way this goes. I probably shouldn't have cut it first, huh? All right, so that one is foiled first. I don't think it'll be too hard to figure out here. that like that. Well, that didn't really help me. I thought if I lined it up with the paper, I could line up the stencil. Just have to puzzle piece it together. I'm sure there's a secret, and I'll figure it out, and then I'll let you guys know what the secret is. Oh, there's one long one that sticks out further than the other ones. Nope. I guess it really doesn't matter. It's just a however way you want to interpret it. I see it. Okay. So there are a cluster of kind of these chunkier petals on the right side here. I don't know if you can see that. And then there's a cluster here that's kind of cut out. That's how you see it. That's how you see it. And then they line right up. Once you see it, that's the secret there. Okay. So I'm going to take my yellow ink. I got some new brushes here. I'm going to load that up. Normally I go with 2 different colors. And because this is a delicate stencil, I'm going to go from the outside in. And again, I recommend dye inks, not pigment inks when I'm doing foiling, because sometimes the pigment inks can cause your foil to stick in places you don't want it to stick. So I do not recommend pigment inks like oxide inks. I do not recommend oxide inks. And I do not recommend alcohol inks when coloring them in. So that's stencil number 1. Very pretty. And then stencil number 2. I think I wasn't going to bring in a different color, but I do think I'm going to bring in a different color. We'll bring in sweet corn. Oh, that one was much easier to line up, okay? I'm going to use the same brush, just kind of use the tip of it. It's more of a muted, darker yellow, more of a fall yellow, I would say. Like a maize yellow. Sweet corn is the perfect name for it. Because these petals are kind of behind. So just showing you again the difference between foiling first or stenciling first. It's really not going to matter. So while this one goes through and gets foiled, so we're just going to give that just a second to dry. And we're going to foil the sentiment at the same time with this one. So this one has already foiled. And we want to let that cool before we expose it, which it has cooled by now. And this one, we're now going to foil it. So we're going to dusty the sentiment and our foil. And we should be able to run these through at the same time. We have enough foil to do that. Nope, I didn't dusty my foil. And that just gets off any extra dust, pat hair, debris, embossing powder, glitter, anything you might have had on your desk. And we're going to run that through our machine. Again, just kind of holding that steady. And on our leaves, same thing. We have our stencil here. And we have one leaf here and one leaf here. And we have fresh asparagus. And I'll grab some jelly bean green. So we'll use 2 different colors of green there. And there you can see how nicely that gold foil has outlined our polyglaze. And to do our stenciling, we're just going to line up our stencil. This is, again, pretty easy to eyeball. We're just going to eyeball our stencil up here. Hold that in place. This is done. We're going to slide our fuse out of the way here. I think for the larger one, I'm going to use the jelly bean green. Actually, yeah. And I'm just going to hold that stencil, just hold it, eyeball it in place. Not too hard to do. And you don't want to use too much pressure because this has already been foiled. I don't want to flake my foil off. I just want to be careful. Okay, then I'm going to grab my second stencil. Use that same color ink and just line up that second leaf with the stencil. Same thing. Not too hard at all. You can see how easy that is and how beautiful that foil looks. Okay, for the second one, the leaves go the other way. All you do is flip your stencil over. That's it. A little too much ink on that one. Okay, that's how easy that is. And you always want to wait till it cools down to reveal it. And that's what it looks like if you color it and then foil it. Now I prefer coloring and then foiling. You can foil then color, it doesn't matter. What you might want to do is if you color after, then just take a soft cloth and just wipe, just to make sure you get any ink off of the foil. Okay? You can see it does not matter because Gina K's inks are dye inks, so it's not going to hurt. But you can see how beautiful that stencil lines up. Look at the sentiment. The poly-glaze takes that foil so beautifully. There's no missed spots. You can get all those fine words and lines. Again, setting 3 is your best setting on the fuse. Now, if you have a Mink machine, you can also use your Mink machine. Setting 3 is going to be your best setting. If you have a laminator, not all laminators are going to work. So you might have to let your laminator heat up for at least 30 minutes. Okay? All right, now let's see if we can cut these out. Again, that was Gina K Thermal Web Fancy Foils Gold Sequins is what I used. Okay, you want to make sure it's toner foil, not hot foil. Okay, so glimmer foils are not going to work. Now, we need to cut these out. So we're going to use our Intri-cut machine. So we're going to line up our dies here. There are dies facing in both directions for the leaves. They are in with the stamp set. There are dies for the sentiment and dies for the flowers. I'm going to grab my pink pixie tape because I love this tape. It does not rip my paper. Now, if you want to learn more about foiling, you have come to the right place. I specialize in foiling. So if you want to learn more about foiling, you just got a fuse machine. please subscribe to my channel. You can also join my Facebook group. It is called the Foiling Snobs Club. And because really we just want to learn more about foiling or help you learn more about foiling. I do all things foiling, toner foiling, hot foiling. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then you definitely want to join my group, because that is what we do. We do all things foiling. It is a fun group, and we will help you learn how to use your fuse machine or any foiling machine you have. But that is what I specialize in, all things foiling. And we're just going to go round and round with this die until it lines up in the right position. Did I mention that Gina K's dies come already pre-cut? So you don't have to get any snips out and die cut. You don't have to cut the dies. They are already pre-cut for you. Look at that. Done. Okay, so we're going to get our Intri-cut machine out. We pull the flaps down, push them in. They're stuck to my glass mat. Grab my cutting plate. Just fall right out. Look at that. We're going to make a very simple and easy card. Now I also have this new Twirl It Gingham stencil. I thought we could try that and just make a really simple background with that. Let's use this fresh asparagus. And we're just going to do a tone on tone using this ink. Be very simple today. Very easy. Quick card. The foiling, we want that to be the center of attention, right? Not anything else. I'm not going to tape this. I'm just going to, we'll probably cut it down, but we're not going to tape it. Ooh, there's a little heavy on the ink there. Hopefully that doesn't mess it up. I think this is, it is peeled apple. I think it's peeled apple cardstock. Granny apple? I'll look it up. I think it's granny apple, not peeled apple. Okay, can I turn this without losing my spot? Yay. That's the idea. Let's line it up. I think that is the idea. It is called Twirl It Gingham. Let's see if I twirled it correctly. I love gingham. I think I did it. Ooh, I love when an idea comes together. And listen, I did not talk to Gina ahead of time, okay? I've been a busy girl. I just pick out what I want and then kind of figure it out, you guys. But I think I figured it out here. And of course, you don't have to make it gingham. You've got multiple uses here for this. But the name kind of says what it's supposed to do. It's pretty easy. It's kind of genius. All right, are we ready for the reveal? I did it right. Okay, I don't think I did it right, but that still looks pretty neat. I definitely did not line that up correctly. I think I twirled it too much. Hold on. Gina, I did not do you proud, but that's still kind of neat. That's why there's a back side. I think I twirled it too much. I over twirled. I'm going to try again. I'm not giving up. I see the pattern. I over twirled, you guys. Maybe we're only supposed to do a 90-degree turn, and I did a whole, like, 180 there. All right. That's how we did it. Let's just turn it one turn. Like that. That might be it. Just one turn. Ooh, as I bump the camera. All right, one turn. Let's make sure everything's lined up here. Okay, one turn, one rotation. I'm trying to line it up as best as I can. I think that's close enough. I'm also being a little lighter on my ink. 90 degrees, guys, 90 degrees. See, you're learning with me. And this is not part of the card kit. This is separate. And again, this is the Twirl It Gingham background stencil. Ooh, got a little too much ink there. I think I did it. I think just one turn. Are we ready? I'm getting closer. That's more checkered. Close enough. We're going to stick with this one. Looks better than this one. This looks like a Minecraft. If you guys have younger kids, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. That's a 90-degree turn. But we'll have to see how Gina explains it during the release night. Well, I'm not too unhappy with that one. I'm going to cut this down a little bit. This is 5.5 by 4 1/4. I'm going to cut it down to 5 1/4 by 4. So 5 1/4 by 4. Can I get it down that small? I don't know if I can get it down that small. Nope. It's going to have to go down to 5. 5 by 3 3/4. 5 by 3 3/4 it is. That is our center focal piece. That's okay. Where's my card base? I need my Gina K foam tape. This is still gonna look cute. Secret Minecraft world in the background. And there we have it. Using the dies from the card kit, poly-glaze that coordinate with the card kit, and using the new Twirl It gingham background stencil. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Again, are you into foiling? If you're not into foiling, you have the coordinating stamp set, you have the stencils, you have the dies, but for my foiling friends, I know you guys are really going to enjoy this. Look at that pop of foil. So you don't have to do foiling, but I know my foiling snobs will really enjoy this. Go check it out. Again, I did the unboxing video. I will link that down below for you guys. If you have any questions, you can post them down below. If you are ready to go do some shopping, I will have the links down below. And again, if you want to learn more about how to do foiling or more about using your fuse machine, you can check us out at the Foiling Snob Club in Facebook, or just make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I will give you more information. But go check out the new release over at Gina K Designs. There are plenty of things to check out. New stamp sets, new stencils, new poly-glaze, and I will help you with all of that. More videos to come. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Don't forget to thumbs up before you leave, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye, guys.